Yeah. I like the maraca sound.
There you go.
Right? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the wild, wild world of hashtag PBT Live, Monday Night Live. We've got a great show coming up for you, and it's all brought to you by, all the way from here at the My PBT Network Studios, by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, all right? IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test, Sermorelin, and on Thursday, that's for women too. So if you're a woman and you want to get better, healthy, or get healthier, why don't you give them a call? 956-441-2188. They have an amazing amount of products for you. Also, we want to thank the law office of Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert, 956-316-1991. If you have any issues with the law or you're dealing with some DWIs, this guy is called the DWI expert because he studied the DWI field for many, many years. He's even gone and gotten some diplomas and seminars and all kinds of. We call him he's like a clinician in the DWI field.
He's a scientist.
A scientist. That's what it is, right? Yeah. The law office of Rene Flores. His number is 956-316-1991. He lives in, his office is in Mission, Texas. So if you need his help, give him a call. And we want to say hi to everybody that's in the chat zone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share because that's very important. And it's been helping us tremendously. We should be hitting 16,000 subscribers by middle of next week, probably. Maybe even before that. Wow. Maybe because all of a sudden we just like, what? We open up and we're already at 16. What? So we appreciate that. Also, if you want to be part of the show and you want a exclusive hashtag PBT t-shirt that only you can have, you have to become a Patreon member. $25 membership is what you have to get into if you want this shirt, right? And nobody else gets these shirts. Not even guests, not even just people. I mean, people ask me, hey, Rock, voy a con una shirt, carnal, que le llega. No, I'm sorry, bro. You got to get into Patreon. It's only exclusively for Patreon members. So go to the Patreon link in the description and into the club and get a shirt, and then we give away stuff every week, okay? And plus we have Cash App and merchandise, too. We have the hashtag PBT t-shirt you can win through, or you can get through Patreon. Plus we have the Tetera Tuesday t-shirt, and we have the Rock and Chaz t-shirt, all right? So es todo. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest here. Before we get to our special guest, let me say hello to my lovely wife and producer of the show.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here today, and our guest today is amazing. I have a lot of questions for him.
Yeah, sure you do. Girls always have questions like that for the type of guest we got.
I do.
And we've got Fish is back. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good, good. Feels good to be back. I was out a week, so.
Our condolences to Grandpa Nino who passed away.
Thank you. Thank you.
We had to go to a funeral. And you know, your grandparents, Nino, fabulous family.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
our condolences to them on behalf of all of us. They will be truly missed.
Yeah.
You know, a solid man and woman as well. His wife, who passed away in August. So our condolences to the entire Nino family in Mission on the passing of their parents, okay?
Yes.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, well, let's introduce this guy. They call him the body engineer. La madre. Asústame one time. He's online fitness coach, bodybuilder, public speaker, TV host, and engineer. Man, he got 2018 ISA body finalist, 2019 NPC Ironhouse Classic bodybuilding overall champion. He is one of the hosts of RGV Stars. He's also a veteran suicide prevention and volunteer PR director at Maverick Movement. Man, this guy, public speaker at the John Maxwell team, medical wellness and fitness at the Body Engineer Consulting. Also, former engineer at Halliburton.
That's right.
Former engineer at Technip
FMC.
Former fashion model at Trappings. Well, we got something in common. No, cállate la boca, este el hocico, Rock. Also, former fashion model at Melrose Store, former fashion model, Colors Clothing. Colors, I remember Eli Lishka, man, a good friend of mine. También studied contest prep and bodybuilding nutrition at Dave Palumbo Nutrition. Dave Palumbo, well-known nationally, worldwide.
Yes, all over the world.
Studied certified personal trainer at Nesta National Exercise and Sports Trainers and Association. Studied mechanical engineering at the University of Texas Pan American. Lives in Edinburgh. Damn, man, this is quite a resume. Isaac Medina's here with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, I thought this
Do
show
you
was...
sleep? Do you sleep?
Dije, chica, vamos a acabar con la lista mañana. All right, we'll be right back. Tomorrow's show, we'll finish the list, eh? But, man, how you been, bro?
Man, it's been great. Thank you so much for having me, Rock. It's been a pleasure. When we first met back at the
radio station, yeah,
there where my cousin was working at, and so we kicked it off really good, and we stayed in touch, and then we had you on our show, RGV Stars.
Yeah,
that was
man.
awesome. That was probably our biggest hit when we had you on the show.
We had a couple of views out there, yeah, man. It was really awesome, man. And man, I tell you, I don't know how you do it, bro, because the sport to me, there's football, baseball, and there's boxing and sports. Bodybuilding has to be one of the most difficult and disciplined sport there is, right?
Absolutely. It takes a lot of commitment, consistency, a lot of dedication to the sport. They say it's a very selfish sport, especially when you're competing at a level of NPC. It takes a lot of your time. It's like a full-time job.
Yeah, dude. And it is a full-time job, 24 hours. I mean, I've seen, but I've been following bodybuilding for quite a while already, man. And, I like to, now that we've got YouTube, you can follow them and their diets and all that stuff. And there's some bodybuilders that go to the, Olympia that get up at 3 a.m. just to eat. That's right. They get up at 6 a.m. to eat. And then I don't, were you that type of person that you had to take six to 10 meals a day or 8 meals, or how did that go?
It was about 8 meals a day. And I would wake up at 3 in to get my cardio in and get my first meal in at 3 a.m. That's really when it was game on at that time. First I was waking up at 5 a.m, and then I wasn't getting the results that I needed, so I had to step it up and started training at 3 a.m. I'd wake up, be at the gym by 3:30.
Yeah. Well, is it? I hear that cardio is better in the morning and weights is better in the afternoon when you've already got some fuel in you, like food and carbs and stuff like that. So in the mornings, did you ever train weights in the morning as well? Like
yes.
3 in the morning?
So I love to do cardio, and it's best to do cardio in the morning. So recién levantado, fasted. You wake up in the morning, get your cardio in, and that'll help your body burn more fat in a fasted state when there's nothing inside your stomach. Yeah. And then I would refuel, have my next meal, maybe wait an hour or two, and then have my weight training session also with probably about 2-3 hour break in between.
What time did you usually do your weight session?
It's 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
7.
Wow. And you already had some food in you, some fuel. What would you take before you'd go to the gym and work out? For energy and stuff,
Well, so it just depends on which state of the program,
diet.
the diet I'm in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would go in with a full stomach before weight training. So it kind of worked like this. In the morning, I'd wake up fasted. I would have some BCAAs.
Yeah. Amino acids?
Amino acids.
Yeah, they got flavored. You just put it on in there and put it in a drink and, all right?
Absolutely. Some BCAAs. I would take some multivitamins also as soon as I wake up, and then just hit the cardio machine for about an hour.
This is 3 a.m.
This is 3 a.m.
And then you'd eat, right?
And then I had to have my first meal. As soon as I'm done, I would have a whey protein,
a shake,
and then maybe some carbolin, which is like a fast acting.
Yeah, carbolin. It's like it's powdered carbs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I would have that immediately, and then within 1 hour after that first shake, that meal, it's another meal.
Yeah.
So I could have another meal or another shake. It just depends how I felt that day.
Because that shake is just basically recovery from the cardio.
Yes.
And your body will swallow it up fast.
It's gone.
Yeah. So within the next hour and a half, 2 hours, you got to have a meal.
Yeah. Within 1 hour, I'm hungry again. I have my next meal.
Chorizo con huevo y barbacoa.
Absolutely not.
Estuviera bueno, pero no es así. No, I wish it was chorizo con huevo and tacos de barbacoa, but it's nothing like that.
Oh, man.
It is dry egg whites and oats.
And oats, like, how would you fix your oats? Just in the microwave?
No, I would just put hot water.
No, see?
Hot water, I would put about a cup of oats.
No peanut butter, nada. No mix, no blueberries.
Nada.
Puro oats. The oat que no tiene azúcar, nada. No
sabe. You can put cinnamon and you can put some sweeteners, but no.
Splenda? Can you put Splenda in it?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't put anything in it. Just cinnamon, sometimes just raw. Hot
What's
water,
that other one that they call stevia? Stevia, right?
Stevia también.
Stevia? Yeah, pero nada.
Nada. No sweeteners. No sugar.
Wow, man.
Así seco.
No flavor,
No
bro.
flavor. No.
Oh, that's discipline.
So that's at 7 o'clock, right?
That's at, yep.
About 6 o'clock?
About 6 o'clock. And then by 7, I'm at the gym. I'll train for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then it's every 3 hours after the first meal. It's every 3 hours on the clock you eat.
No more cardio till 3 a.m.
So, yeah, no more cardio till probably about 6 in the evening.
Okay, so you do cardio twice a day. And was that at the beginning or was that towards closer to the competition?
More closer to the competition.
Órale.
So there's always, in the beginning of the program, you start off with just some cardio, structured cardio early in the morning, and then your weight train sometime after. And just depending on your progress, if you're having good progress every week, every month, then, well, that's good. So you have to keep increasing the cardio so you can continue to have the progress. If you keep it the same, your body's going to just stay the same. You won't have any more change.
Yeah, because the body, it's a very interesting machine that adjusts and starts. It's like a lot of people would say, you need to change up the carbs, instead of a cup, you do a cup for a week and then in one meal, and then you'd put it a half a cup after a week or two, and your body's like, hey, where's that other half of cup? And it starts eating off your fat and stuff like that. So there's a science to this.
Yes, there's a formula.
Yeah.
There's a formula to having consistent weight loss every single week.
And that's weight loss without muscle loss, right? Because you have to be, because if you could do too much cardio, you have the danger of losing muscle as well, right?
Absolutely. So that's why it's important to keep your protein intake high, have your hormones elevated at optimum levels. I mean, it's important to have everything right. It's like a car. If you have to, when it comes to bodybuilding and putting on muscle, you have to create an environment conducive to building muscle. So that requires several factors to be able to do that. That means you got to have a nutrition plan with excess calories. You need to be exercising right, stretching the muscles sufficiently. You need to be sleeping sufficiently to recover.
Yeah. That's where your body grows.
Yeah, and then your hormones also have to be right, and your stress has to be low.
And your metabolism has to be high as well.
Yeah.
Which is why you're eating every 3 hours.
Absolutely. It's on fire.
Yeah.
It's on fire.
Did you sweat a lot in your sleep?
All the time. I mean, me levantaba empapado.
Yeah.
Like if I just took a shower.
I remember a friend used to tell me he had to turn the colchon over because he was preparing for.
Wow.
That's how it was.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. So, pero no, yo la pura almohada.
Yeah.
You're like flipping the mattress is too much.
Yeah, no, that's too much work.
Yeah.
I'll just put a towel and then I'll just flip over the pillow and then change them out later.
The last time we sweated like that, babe, was when we lost the light with the
yes.
hurricane.
Yes, for like what?
We didn't have no
24
AC,
hours,
dude.
36 hours.
Yeah.
It was bad.
She was
God.
going crazy. And I was telling her, well, at least we're like, our metabolism, we're losing weight. Trying to look on the bright side.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, in that case, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you lose weight in your sleep.
Yeah. And you gain muscle as well, right? 'Cause
You're growing.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's where you grow. People think that you grow muscle in the gym. It's it's when you sleep.
You're tearing up your muscles in the gym, right?
Absolutely, and you grow while you sleep.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. How old are you, man?
Well, I'll let you guess. How old do you think? I am?
Well, let the girls guess. They're good at that.
Let me see. I will say 32.
Fish.
I was going to say like 33, 32.
35.
I'm 38.
Oh, wow. I got closer.
Wow.
I got closer.
38
It's
years
because you know.
Dude, when I used to be overweight in my early 30s, late 20s. And when I got into, really wanting to transform, I was like 36, 37, 38. There's something about that particular moment in age where your metabolism, because once you're past 40, you got to work at it,
Absolutely. It's not easy anymore.
No, it's not easy. Your testosterone levels start getting slower. But I think that's like, for me, that was the peak of testosterone right there between 35 and 40. And then, pues, I'm 54 now, necesito una pala llena de testosterone. Ahora que no tiene la onda, pero but 38, so how long have you been doing this bodybuilding stuff? Did you do it when you were in school and stuff like that? I don't know.
No, well, I started lifting weights my first year in college, back in 2000.
Okay.
At UT.
21 years ago.
Yeah, 21 years ago. Wow. That's when I first started lifting weights. I just graduated high school. Mm-hmm. I was real skinny. I was 135 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I just started lifting weights. I started researching, reading books. I got on bodybuilding.com. I wanted to know everything it took. Like, I was trying to figure out the formula to get big because I was always a real skinny guy back in high school.
And for skinny guys, it's hard building muscle as bad as it is for a fat guy to lose fat.
Absolutely. It's not easy. Putting on muscle is so hard. And I started weight training. Once I put everything together for me, I had a plan set out for myself. And I started training on day one. I had all my meals set up. I had my workout plan set out for the week, and I just exploded. Mm-hmm. I blew up. I think I gained 30, 40 pounds in a matter of 3 to 4 months. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I got huge real quick, and everyone's like...
And what age was this again?
This was 19,
20?
Yeah, about 19, 18, yeah. 19 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah, so you've been at it for a while, man.
Yeah, so, and I exploded, and... But, I've taken, a few years off. I got married, I got divorced, got remarried, divorced again. And, there's cycles. But the beauty about when you start training, muscle memory.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. I mean, your body is already accustomed to it. And once you start up again, it learns to shred and it learns to do everything that you were doing before.
Yeah, just like that. It comes back everything. And then I tell this to people all the time. Like, muscle memory is so faithful. Everything that you worked for all those years will come back twice as fast. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's there 6 to 12 weeks. I mean, boom, like you have a transformation. Like if you didn't skip a beat.
Yeah. I get a lot of questions from people because they see the transformation that I made from my younger years to my older age now. A lot of them say, man, you look older back then than you do now, Rock. And I always tell them, first of all, when they ask me, hey, bro, ¿qué tengo que hacer para, I need to lose unos 20, 30 pounds? Les digo, pues, do you drink alcohol? Pues, yeah, pues, deja la vironga, bro. Venga, man, all right. So, but I also tell them, look, what you have to do is at some point, because a lot of people that I know try to lose weight like the Jenny Craig way, right? Mm-hmm. Which is just adjusting your meal proportions and all that stuff. You can't be on like that all the time. Once you stop, you're going to double the weight because you never did anything active. I think the best thing to do is just become active.
Absolutely.
Start becoming active, boost your metabolism by working it out. And then you can basically eat pretty much what you want to.
Yep, that's right.
And be able to maintain what you're doing. But that's something that I tell people, hey, you can adjust your meals, you can change your eating habits. When you get out of those habits and go back to your old habits, you're just going to go right back to where you're at. But if you become physically active within that time that you're adjusting your diet and you're doing some cardio stuff, chances are you're going to keep the weight up.
Yeah, it's all about lifestyle. You have to incorporate a new lifestyle, something different. And that's the hardest thing, is to start something different. The hardest part is starting. But once you establish that routine, it starts to happen. The results start to come. You start by first just cleaning out whatever you eat. Just start eating less of what you normally eat, and then start after about a month, start incorporating maybe a salad, increase your water intake, and then start exercising maybe 15 minutes 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Just those little baby steps. You don't have to aventarte un clavazo al pool. Just little baby steps.
Yeah.
And those little habits will establish to something enormous.
In those 15 minutes, they give you that, like, te dan ganas de más, bro. It's like it turns into a drug, bro.
That's right. Yeah, your endorphins get they kick in, your testosterone goes up, your hormones go up, everything. Like you feel alive, especially when you do it in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, exercise, boom, it's like you're on fire and you're ready to go for the day.
Y de ahí, no te quedan los pantalones tan muy grandes y tienes que ir a Buckle a comprar uno nuevo y te voy a echar.
That's a good feeling.
No, me
They're
cállate
too
la
big.
boca.
Oh my
Shut
gosh.
up, man. You start putting on clothes. Te puedes poner una camisa de una playera de $10 y se parece $100, papa. Cállate la boca, shut up.
But you know what I think it also is too? People are a little fearful sometimes, but I think it's because they make these really unattainable goals. So I think, you know, I know people that I know, family and friends, you know, they make this goal of, oh yeah, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Well, you know what? Okay, that's amazing. You know, your vision is there, but set attainable goals because, you know, 50 pounds is a lot, but just set yourself up to meet those little, you know, little increments versus setting your standards so high and then, you know, just, you know,
that's a great point.
Quitting, you know, midway.
Yeah, set up a long-term goal.
10 pounds.
Yeah.
And then a small-term goal, you know. That's, you know, so that's a good point that you bring up. So I also work at a weight loss clinic, and one of the things that we tell all our patients, whether they're 80 years old or 20 years old, is that the minimum weight loss is about 4 pounds a month for females. Men, 5 to 6 pounds they can lose a month. And so that's kind of like the baseline.
Yeah.
Try to achieve that goal every month. And sometimes it's a little less. I had a client and a patient who was only losing, but it was 3 pounds a month. And so, but she exercised and she trained with me for a consistent 10 months and she lost 30 pounds.
Wow,
You know,
that's
so
amazing.
don't be discouraged. You know, those small numbers add up little by little.
That's what, you know, what's really hard about this transformation stuff is patience, bro.
Yes.
You know, you want to see results like that. You want to be in a size 32 from a size 40 like that.
Yes.
And that is something that people need to realize as well. Like you said, small increments, you know, make a 10-pound goal. And then once you reach, and make it for the month, right? At the end of the month, I want to weigh 230 instead of 240. And if you're at 230 in the middle of that month, well, shoot, you're ahead. Do another 10, you know, because I honestly think what happens is a lot of people, like Riley was saying, they'll say, chinga, we'll pay 60 pounds. We'll pay 60 pounds. I'm going to die. We'll pay 60 pounds. And then 2 weeks later, they're at 3 pounds, and they think, chinga, todavía me faltan 57 pounds. No, me fuck.
It's real discouraging to look at it that way.
You know, sale pa'l Golden Corral.
And that's why it's good to have a coach.
Yeah.
It's good to have a coach or someone to help you along the way who's already been through the process and knows what it takes to lose that amount of weight, because everyone loses weight differently.
Yeah,
So-
for moral support and to be your cheerleader, you know, because it's
Absolutely.
going to get hard, especially if you're not in that, you know, you've never had a lifestyle change, you know, changing, it's a huge change.
You need a team and you need a support system, and that support system can be like your wife or your husband or your neighbor.
But what if I want to be like, I'm totally stoked. And then my wife wants to go to Whataburger, bro. I mean, chingado.
Or to get taquitos.
You know. And so I was like, I don't want to make her feel bad, bro. You know. So you know, that way, no, babe, I'll cheat on this one. You know.
You know, the good thing is that you can have that Whataburger. It's as long as you're having consistent results every week, you're allowed that cheat meal.
Ooh,
and
you see?
you can have that Whataburger. But
What was your cheat meal, bro?
Oh man, when I
That was one of my questions. What does your cheat meal include?
well, when I was competing, that's a good question. When I was competing, I was actually cheating on peanut butter balls from the Protein House.
Oh,
That's not a cheat.
cheat
meal.
You know, well, that was a cheat meal to me.
Yeah.
The worst thing that those things do to you is make your skin oily, carnal. Come on, bro.
That was my cheat meal. So I was very disciplined most of the time, but yeah, that was my cheat meal during my competition.
Yeah. So you're talking how many weeks out?
About 14 weeks.
14. Well, that's a long time,
Yeah,
bro.
14
So
weeks.
no fast food at all, or maybe un steak, una baked potato allá por acá, o nada.
Nada. No tacos, no tortillas.
Oh my gosh.
No burgers, no fries.
And your wife?
Well, I don't have a wife.
Oh, no?
No,
I thought you were married.
No,
Okay.
I had a girlfriend. She broke up with me. Yeah.
Because you never took her to go eat fast food.
You never took her to go eat taquitos. That's
She
why.
got tired of the peanut butter balls,
Se
dude.
cansó de los peanut butter balls. She
Oh
did.
my gosh.
Hey, go, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. So you live alone or what?
Yeah, solito.
Oh, okay. Well, so you don't have anybody to entice you into doing something you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
then.
there you go. I mean, I have 3 beautiful kids. Zenaya, Joaquin, and Xiomara.
How old are the oldest?
17 years old.
17. Oh, what a name.
Wow. She's
Wow.
17.
That's
She's
awesome.
already driving.
Yeah, no, they grow up fast,
Yeah,
bro.
real fast.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So the cheat meal before the peanut butter balls, what were we talking about?
Well, I mean, I have everything. I have a little bit of everything. I mean, like right now, I'm not really dieting. I always have something healthy every day. I eat pretty consistent. I have my shake every morning for
Meal
breakfast.
preps? Yeah.
I still meal prep.
Okay.
Every Sunday, I'll cook my meals, and then maybe I eat about 4 or 5 times a day right now. But I mean, I have 3 solid meals and 2 snacks.
See. And so because you're building muscle, you're going to be, do you want to get bigger? I mean, what was your weight at competition?
At competition, I was 202 pounds.
202 pounds.
Yeah, but I look huge, but it's actually I was 202 pounds. Right now, I'm about 217.
Yeah, and your body mass, fat?
It was under, I would think it's under 10%, maybe somewhere under 5. It's hard to, the machines nowadays, it's difficult to measure body fat that low. And the only way to get it is through a measuring device, usually at the universities where they put you in a machine and they weigh you in water.
Yeah.
And that's the only real way to tell body fat, at least accurately.
Wow.
But it was really low.
Because you see some of these bodybuilders that are 280, bro, 270, so monsters, bro.
Yeah, and ripped.
Yeah.
And not an ounce of body fat on their body.
And the thing is as soon as they start, right after the competition, they look like they're big. I mean, tan gordos, parecen gordos, ¿verdad?
Yeah. So it's a cycle. But basically, after you have to consume those excess calories to continue to put on muscle mass.
Yeah, and if they at any time they stop, eating the consummation of or the consuming of the food that they do to stay big, they'll shrink, right?
Yeah,
is that what happens?
They'll shrink. So basically, people say that you lose muscle mass. Basically, the water's released from your muscles, and so like the volume of your muscles shrinks, but you don't lose your muscle, because like I said, like muscle memory.
Yeah.
It all comes back. Unless you're, of course, you also have to be maintaining a certain amount of protein intake to be able to maintain what you currently want.
Yeah.
As long as you're maintaining about 0.5 grams per pound of protein, you're able to maintain, assuming you're not exercising.
Yeah.
But if you are exercising and weight training, at least 1 gram of protein per pound.
I think they were saying it was like 2 grams of protein per pound, right? Or something like that. And then so if you weigh 100 pounds, that's 200 grams of protein you need to take.
Yeah.
Per meal.
So there's different ways of calculating it. I go, it's like, it might be 2 grams per kilogram, but I go by pounds. So 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh
225, I gotta eat 225
at least 200
a day.
At least just to maybe maintain.
And if we do more than that,
you can go. The most you'll go is 1.5 grams.
Orale.
That's the most I'll go to be able to put on muscle mass. 1.5 grams of 1.5 grams of protein per pound. That's the most.
Was there any moment in your training and all that you were just like freaking starving, dude? I mean, just starving, and you couldn't eat for another 2 hours, and you were just starving.
Yeah. Actually, I never starved. It was only at the 3. If I missed past 3 hours exactly, I was starving. So I always, like, as soon as that 3-hour mark hit, I ate. If not, I felt like I was dying.
Yeah.
Because my body just ate up all that food. You condition your body to be able to consume that food every 3 hours.
And your sweet tooth, bro? ¿No tienes un sweet tooth, too?
Oh,
no?
my goodness.
Man,
you have to
that's
have
my
one.
weakness, bro.
That's our weakness.
I'm into pastries and ice cream. Todas las noches comemos ice cream.
Pan dulce. Well, that's Rich Piana's fault.
Well, it's because, I have a sweet tooth, bro.
My sweet tooth before I took my bodybuilding career seriously was ice cream. That was my my sweet tooth. But after I started living this healthy lifestyle, I stopped eating ice cream. I rarely eat ice cream. And also, I'm lactose intolerant. So if I have any kind of dairy, watch out. Walking time bomb. You gotta watch out.
Just like those egg white crystals, babe, you used to have.
Va a oler a puro miércoles aquí adentro, carnal. Asústame.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
So did you ever get any sweet tooth attack, like when you were working out? How would you clean?
Well,
how would you clean that out, or how would you kill it?
Well, I mean, I would probably have like one French fry.
Okay.
You know, or I would le pellizcaba un pedacito de la concha. or I would have I would put a little bit of sugar and creamer in the coffee just to taste it.
Yeah.
And then that was enough.
You know what they told me one time? I don't know if you remember this guy. He was a bodybuilder. Still is, probably. Aaron Garza.
Yes. Yes.
He had a Pump Nutrition.
That's right. Isn't he the owner of like Pure Line?
I guess he is. I know he's in San Antonio, but this dude was a massive guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a big bodybuilder, and he had a product called XP2G back in the day, which was a fat burner back when it had that. What was that? That they outlawed it? Ephedra.
Ephedra.
Yeah, it had ephedra, and so. He had a line called XP2G as a fat burner, and I was working at a radio station, 99.5, and they wanted me to endorse the product. And I told him, look, dude, if you want me to endorse the product, I need a trainer, I need the gym, and I need some sort of, nutrition, to follow. And so he said, okay. And, man, that's what helped me out a whole lot. And I told him, dude, ¿sabes qué, carnal? I have a freaking sweet tooth, bro. I don't know what can I do if I get like a sweet tooth attack, right? So he says, you know what you can do? You can get, what's the name of that?
Crystal Light.
Crystal Light.
I remember that.
Get Crystal Light, put it in a little ice tray, put some saran wrap and some toothpicks, and if you get a sweet tooth attack, just pull it out and just
like a little popsicle.
Suck on it like a popsicle. Y te quita, and it worked for me, bro. I was like, that's the only thing that kept me out of the panaderia, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that'll help you having like sweeteners like that to kind of help shove off the craving a little bit.
When I said Splenda, why did you say no Splenda, none of that?
So I stay away from sweeteners because sweeteners also sometimes cause like bloating in the stomach. So I just stay away from it because I can't afford to have any kind of bloating, especially if I'm on stage, and have that effect on me. Not everyone gets that effect, but I do.
Yeah, you do. And so now you got a training thing. How can people contact you in order? We've got your Instagram, and people can probably contact you there and see all the pictures and everything. But what are you doing lately? You're training, you're helping people out and doing stuff like that?
Yes, absolutely. They can contact me through Facebook, as Isaac Medina Official. Also, Isaac Medina Official on Instagram. They can find me there. I also have a website. It's isaac-medina.com. And there's a lot of information there. They can sign up for a program, exercise, whether they want one-on-one coaching, private training or group training. They can also contact me there. And basically right now, so I have an online coaching business.
How does that work? People could just ask you questions and you answer them, or what?
Yeah, so basically online coaching is basically I give you an exercise workout. Like I'm your coach.
Okay.
So I give you a workout program, a nutrition plan, a supplement list, and a optional drug protocol. Because I also work with physicians, and there's certain testosterone protocols that you can take, like some Morlin, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So sometimes people do need to optimize their own natural hormone levels, and so they're looking for something like that.
I was going to ask you about that because, there's sermorelin, there's testosterone. Back in the early 2000s when I was, getting involved with working out and stuff like that, I know a lot of guys that would, buy the testosterone in the black market, buy HGH también, human growth hormone in the black market. And, I'm not going to lie, I went ahead and bought some too myself.
Oh, yeah.
But I realized that you don't really know what you're getting, dude.
Absolutely. There's so much fake product out there.
Dude, one time, I was buying a box of HGH that would last you like 7 weeks or something like that. It was 7 weeks, and it was like $700 or something like that.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So then this guy says, hey, man, yo te lo consigo por 500, Rock. So I got it from him for $500. And what happens is you get it, and you mix the powder with the water, and then you just real slow. You can't do it real hard because it'll ruin it. And you put it in the fridge, and then every day you do a little. You know what I mean? And so this guy bought it off of him. It's $500, and I bought it. And then I mixed it, right? And I put it in the fridge. And I still had a little of my last, I still had some from my last batch, right? And I was using it. And then I saw the one that I got for $500. And it was like, it looked like mucus inside.
It was terrible.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It got really, and I was like, dude, this is crap, bro. And that's the day I said, you know what? It's dangerous doing this shit.
Absolutely.
In the black market out here, buying it off dudes and stuff. The best thing to do is go to a professional clinic.
Absolutely.
For men, have your blood work, get your testosterone levels checked, and have it, induced into you at a therapeutic level.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You're 100% on that. The black market's so dangerous. There's so much stuff out there, and it's fake. I've had clients who've, wanted to start a drug protocol, and they've ordered the fake. They bought stuff fake instead of going to a doctor and getting it prescribed. Yeah. And so, I mean, you're God knows what you're injecting.
Mucho jale viene de México, bro.
Yeah,
de México,
sí.
no sabe lo que están trayendo, y también de otros lados. And then China también, they're sending a lot of stuff all over the place. But, usually when you go to a clinic, when you get your medication or whatever you're getting, there's well-known laboratories.
Absolutely. They have really good stuff now.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and I have, like, if you do testosterone, it's healthy heart and blood, less fat, more muscle, stronger bones, better verbal memory, better libido, all right?
Absolutely.
And improved mood, which comes with a better libido, right?
Absolutely.
Asústame one time. and you won't be the only one with a better mood. También la baby doll, brother. Porque your libido is better.
Yeah, and that's right. And there's a lot of good stuff that you can get from your physician.
Yeah.
You can get different types of testosterone, long-acting, short-acting. There's also Simorlin. There's
the Simorlin. The benefits to that is increased lean body mass, fat reduction, improved energy, increased vitality, strength, endurance, accelerated wound healing, which helps you recover from the beating you give yourself in the gym.
Your joints, your tendons, everything.
Improved cardiovascular and immune function. It helps your vision. And better sleep.
Wow.
It's like the wonder drug.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is amazing. We didn't have that back in the day, bro. And that's coming out. You could go to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and get that. And, man, I'm telling you, your life will change. Have you ever tried the IV vitamin therapy?
No, I haven't, but it's really good stuff. That's new technology that's getting really popular nowadays because sometimes taking those pills, water-soluble pills, your body doesn't absorb it all. And so when you get IV, it goes straight into the vein, straight into your system. Y pues, ¿qué más quieres?
I've felt it, bro. I've done it, and it's amazing. It boosts your immune system, boosts energy, helps age management, reduces symptoms of migraines, helps to prevent illness, minimizes anxiety, improves athletic performance, helps in reversing the symptoms of hangovers. So if you're a party animal and you go and get one of these, limpia. As a matter of fact, we played it at a bike rally in Lubbock, and there was like an ambulance there with some dudes, and I was like, walked in there, what are you guys doing? No, we're just hangover cures here, bro.
Yeah, that's right. There's a hangover cure for IV infusions. Yeah. They'll take care of that.
Los bikers se levantaban bien crudos, carnal, y iban para allá y les daban ese jale, y ¡pum! Se les pasaba.
Se les quitó todo el pedo.
Otra vironga. Oro recio. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, Dr. T's Primary Care for Men is a place to get all these wonderful products that Isaac is talking about. Absolutely. What products have you used besides your protein shake and all that? Do you use any product to help you?
Absolutely. So testosterone's a primary component.
Okay.
And there's different ways of getting testosterone into your body. There's intramuscular injections. And then there's also pellets.
Yeah.
Pellets is really popular nowadays. And then there's cream. You weren't crazy about the pellets?
No, yeah. It's the pellets, ladies and gentlemen, or guys, right, is they make an incision on your nalga, right? And then they put like 6 pellets on one side and 6 on the other. And it's supposed to slowly does, your body slowly absorbs testosterone for 3 months, I think.
It just depends. About 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, 3 to 6 months, depending. Because the very first time that I tried it, I mean, it was great, dude. And then the second time, it was great. And then the third time, it's like I started feeling lethargic or a little tired a lot sooner than the last time. And then again, and besides it being painful that you get cut, so I just went back to the
intramuscular. Yeah,
that's
what I prefer.
Shot, and you just change it around every 10 to 12, 14 days, and it keeps your therapeutic level of testosterone. So that's the way you're.
Yeah. So I did the intramuscular injections of testosterone. So and it's great that you bring that because I brought some pictures where. I did my IsoBody challenge where I didn't do anything. I didn't do any testosterone injections, hormone replacement therapy. I want to see what my body can produce just on its own, or what results
I can produce. Is it the before and after picture?
The before and after picture?
Yeah, we have it here.
Ooh, yes, I was going to ask you about that one.
Yeah,
earlier.
so
I'm showing it right now.
Yeah, pull that one up. So that picture, that before and after picture, that was just puro supplements. I used one specific supplement line, which was Isogenics. And no hormone replacement therapy. So that's what I was able to produce. I lost about 34 pounds in 16 weeks. And that transformation there is what landed me.
34 pounds of fat. Or just overall weight. How much?
Overall weight loss.
Yeah.
So
because you leaned out a lot.
Yeah,
bro.
I leaned out a lot.
Your abs are showing and all that.
So I leaned out, and I mean it was great. So, but also I felt like I was soft. I still didn't have I still had a little bit of body fat that I wanted to lose. But then after that show, I became a finalist out of 46,600 people. Contestants, I'm one of 15 finalists out of the U.S. and Canada, and that was my transformation picture there that you're showing.
It's amazing, bro.
Yeah, that was all natural. No testosterone, no infusion, just multivitamins and shakes
and muscle memory.
And muscle memory.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then when I did my next transformation, which is the one with the blue shorts, if you want to pull that one up, that is when I started hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah, is that the one where the photo shoot? Is that the photo shoot one?
Yeah, that's the photo shoot one.
The blue shorts is you're in a gym, right?
Dude, you were big and ripped, bro. It looked great. Yeah, there's like a sign behind them.
No, that's the gym one. So if you want to pull up the blue one, I don't know if you have the blue one or not.
Yeah, we have a bunch of pictures.
Yeah,
man.
so one with the
amazing stuff, bro.
And there was one there. So I was able. The difference between that picture that you see there and then the one in the blue shorts was that's when I started the hormone replacement therapy with testosterone. And that's really it. That's because my testosterone was already low, so did a low dosage of testosterone prescribed by your doctor, and that's what helped gained an extra 5 pounds.
Is that the picture, the one with the blue shorts? Right?
No, that's another one. That was actually the bodybuilding one.
Damn, bro. I mean,
that was about 2 years later. That's when I did the NPC. Actually, a year later, I did the NPC competition, and that's when I threw in the Samorlin. The Samorlin, I went all out.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. So,
is it this one?
That's the bodybuilding one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so there, so I was able to gain about 10 to 12 pounds of muscle mass.
Yeah.
For that show.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing, dude. Let me tell you, it's not easy. What you were saying a little while ago. I mean, it takes discipline. It takes a lot of hard work if you want to be in a competitive field with it. But, most of us just want to get in better shape.
Absolutely.
And it takes a few changes in your life, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. And like we were saying, small increments, small goals.
Baby steps.
And it's always better to have a trainer también, ¿verdad?
Yeah, you have to have a coach. Everyone needs someone to hold them accountable and that support system. Whether that coach be your spouse or your workout partner at the gym, you need someone to help you to keep motivating you because you're going to get discouraged. Sometimes you're not having the results that you want and you need to know why and you need to have a plan. And that coach helps establish that plan, that foundation for you, so you can have those consistent results and stay motivated.
Yeah.
Because if you're not having the results you want, you quit after 2 weeks. It's too tough. It's too hard. I don't want to keep going. But that coach is going to tell you, look, you got to follow the plan. We make small adjustments.
Yeah.
We don't make small adjustments little by little, and then you start to see those results again.
People don't understand how the body works.
No, you don't. And even I do as a coach. I'm learning you too. I have a formula. And the formula works
for you.
Yeah, it works for me and it works for my clients most of the time. But that's why it's important to stay consistent and stay faithful to your coach, because he knows what he has to do to adjust. He makes those small adjustments and then watch the magic happen.
Yeah. And patience, once again.
Yeah, you have to have patience.
If I don't look like Hulk Hogan by the end of 2 weeks, I'm out, bro.
No, hombre.
It's not like that. Yeah. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
You've got to wait and see. In the long run, you start thinking, a la madre, this worked out. It takes time, and the dieting and all that stuff, man. It's a whole thing.
And you got to do it right the first time. So if you decide that you want to start exercising and doing a regimen, you have to do it right the first time. Put all your ducks in a row. So one of the things that makes my story so unique is that when I did that transformation challenge with IsaBody, where I was a finalist out of 46,000 people, it was the first time I tried it.
Wow.
The first shot. And then when I did the NPC competition where I won first place and overall, it was the first time me doing a bodybuilding competition. Because so that experience, the fact that you go all in and you set your mind to achieve this goal, nothing can stop you. And having a good coach and someone to hold you accountable, to have the right formula to be able to achieve your goals is so important. So that's why I said, find a good coach that can hold you accountable, that can hold you, that can help you be consistent, to motivate you and guide you in the right path. Someone who's already done it.
Did you have a coach?
I sure did.
Who was your coach?
Jason Martinez.
Yeah. Hey, that dude is serious, bro.
Yeah,
you don't want to cross that guy.
Yeah.
You want to do what he tells you to do, because he won't let you down. He won't let you let it down, bro.
Yes, he's a really good coach. He's like no bullshit kind of attitude.
That's what you need.
Yeah, it's like,
no chingaderas.
No chingaderas. Hey, you got to do it.
I ain't going to bullshit you. And if you're coming here to bullshit with me, don't even come here.
Yeah,
that's just the kind of guy.
That's really hardcore.
Yeah,
it's hardcore. It's hardcore.
I want someone to be nice. Yeah. I don't want anyone to scream and say, more, 10 more.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so
he doesn't scream.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But he's like, he doesn't have to. The look he gives you. Right?
Yeah, he's got that face where like, man, como cuando te regaña tu papá with that face.
That authoritarian face.
Those eyes.
Yeah, so, he was a really good coach for preparing me for this bodybuilding competition. When I did the IsaBody challenge, I had a different coach. Dave Parisi. He went off to invent the inertia wave. So it kind of replaces the battle rope.
So what's the inertia wave? The battle rope, what is it?
Remember the battle rope? It's some rope real thick that, you kind of just shake with your hands, and it's real popular.
And then you go like that. That shit, man. That shit gets you tired, bro.
So he invented the inertia wave, which replaces those battle ropes. And they're elastic. I mean, it's a game changer.
See.
So he stopped coaching and he started investing and doing that. So he was also a really good coach.
Yeah.
So I've had several coaches, and it's good, depending on what level you're in, because not every coach works for everyone. You want to find someone that you get along with, someone that's, a personality that's going to fit you and your style. I needed someone hardcore, someone disciplined, who's already been there. And man, Jason was the guy. He was there, and he got me there. I won.
And he's got quite a few students. I mean, he had some girls that he just did a remarkable job with, man. Because I follow him and I see, I like to follow bodybuilding, and he does some remarkable work with people, man. He really sculptures them, bro.
Yeah, he does a really good job. I'm really proud of my coach.
Yeah, and he's in Westlaco. If you want to,
Mercedes actually.
He's in Mercedes. Pues es en Mercedes, pero tiene un gym in Westlaco, ¿verdad?
Well, he had several gyms there in Westlaco, and then he finally opened up his the grind in Mercedes, Texas.
Oh, okay, that's the one by the outlets.
Right by the outlets.
I didn't know that was his.
Yeah,
bro.
That's his. It's a nice setup, nice gym.
That's awesome, bro. And so if you want to get a hold of him too, man, and he's a great mentor, but you better get ready for really be serious about your shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a coach. If you want to go into competitive bodybuilding, where real strict, real disciplined, he's your guy. Yeah. And then you got coaches who also like do lifestyle coaching, people who doesn't want to do a competition but wants, help with weight loss. That's something I do. So it just depends, what you're looking for and the type of coach. Always, look around for the right coach before you make your decision. There's plenty out there.
And this lifestyle, of making your body better, it connects to your mind, your soul. It's an overall thing, man. And
it's therapy.
Y te quita de depresión and anxiety and all that stuff. Sometimes people need that to exert a lot of the stuff that's inside them, bro. And
very well said.
For me, dude, I mean, when I was going through, all kinds of stuff and all that, I'd go to the gym, or if there's anything that's stressing me out, the gym, I mean, I've written songs on the elliptical, dude. You know what I mean? My mind just starts, and I'm listening, and that's the moment where I can actually just think, and it's just, I don't know. I love it. I just haven't been able to get back into it again.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because exercise is therapy. For me, it's the best kind of therapy. Some people choose to go out drinking for therapy. Some women like to go out to get their hair done, their nails done, But exercise is the best form of therapy, porque ahí sueltas todo, te desahogas, and you feel better about yourself.
Because it's a sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And I would think that if you go the exercise route instead of the beer or getting drunk route, you tend to find solutions with the exercise for whatever's the problem. Whereas when you go drinking, you just forget about it for a while until you get, you go back again. Yeah. But, exercise is just something that's amazing for the mind, body, and soul, man. It
Absolutely.
Sure is, bro.
And the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Mm-hmm. So you got to take care of that temple, take care of that body, because you only get one.
Yeah.
You don't get a second chance for that body unless God, some kind of intervention. But you got to take care of your body.
And it's you get to a certain age where you have to get that extended warranty, man. If you don't make adjustments, neta, bro, I got friends that didn't make it at 52, 53. I mean, they're gone.
Yeah.
I decided to change it up at 39, 40, and then when I went to the doctor, because, I go to the doctor once or twice a year, and then now with Dr. T's, I go every 3 months, right? And they check my blood, and so I'm staying healthy. And they, before I was going to Dr. T's, I'd go to another doctor, and then they tell me, well, Rock, it's time to make that next adjustment, in life. And, so, it's just as you get older, you have to start adjusting if you want, depending on how much longer you want to live.
Absolutely.
And, your eating habits need to change. Your drinking habits need to change. Your exercise, you might want to start walking.
Just love yourself some more.
Yeah.
Love yourself some more.
And if you have a wife, take her walking with you. You can imagine that it strengthens the relationship.
Absolutely.
Both of you are in
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful to have your partner, your wife with you, and everything that you do involved. I mean, yo soy bien pegajoso. I love to be, with my partner all the time. And, back when I had a girlfriend, but I think it's a beautiful thing. Everything that you do siempre es tu pareja. Involve her in everything that you do, and you grow.
I would imagine that being your girlfriend, bro, won't be easy, bro. I mean,
I was thinking that, but thank you for reading my mind. I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's no. I mean,
well, it's
you would think there's no fun, right?
No. Going back to what he mentioned at the very beginning, that bodybuilding is a very selfish sport, right? So it is really all, especially if you're in that level like you are, where you're competing and all of that, and you're growing as an entrepreneur and all of that. It's a lot of like you, but as a partner and as a spouse, you're doing it, for both of you guys, so she should be there to, support you. And
was your girlfriend into bodybuilding as well?
Well, she was into CrossFit.
Okay,
but she was super supportive.
Yeah,
super supportive. I mean, was there? Hey, cook everything here. I mean, everything that I could have asked for when I was prepping for this bodybuilding. Yeah. I mean, it was.
You have to date somebody in the same field, then, right?
It's good to.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Like an added bonus.
It's
right?
an added bonus.
Yeah, you help each other out.
Yeah, they understand the lifestyle.
Yeah. and cooking and all that. You know, I hate so many dishes to wash, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's the hardest thing.
Todos los pinches días I gotta be washing containers, bro.
Yeah, so that's why I when I prepped for my show, I cooked everything on Sunday.
Yeah,
I had about 32 meals in the freezer at the end of Sunday night.
Bro, I can't eat a meal that's cooked on Sunday on Wednesday, dude. I can't.
No, you can't do that. We've tried that before. We have tried that before.
Every morning I get up, I gotta cook my chicken, I gotta cook my eggs, and you know, and I'm and chingas pal jale, you know what I mean. But I'm not. That's why I never got into these pre-cooked meals or what is it, meal prep?
The meal prep.
You know how there's companies that sell it and stuff. By Wednesday, if I bought the meal on Saturday or Sunday, by Wednesday, it's not. It doesn't work for me. I need fresh chicken. I need fresh vegetables. I need fresh jasmine rice. You know,
and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
It's
to
just
have that.
work.
Yeah, it's just it's more work. It's a little bit more expensive if you're gonna go into buying your meal preps.
Stress, you know, and then besides that, we have to do everything else. You know, but
there's a balance. I mean, you got to find what works for you. You got to try all the options. You know, going out to eat is not going to cut it if you're trying to lose weight.
Too much sodium, bro.
Too much sodium, too much fat. You know, no one's going to sell you food if it don't taste good. And what makes food taste good is fat and salt and sugar.
Everything, yeah.
Well, I mean, you watch those shows on, what is it, the Food Channel? Where
the Food Network?
Guy Ferrari, what's his name? The guy with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
You know, okay, let's go to the back and see how they do the pot roast. All right, they throw the meat in. All right, they throw brown sugar. They throw salt. They throw pepper. They throw regular sugar. They throw more sugar. They throw another batch of salt. And then they stir it up, put some water. And then he eats it. Oye, pues chingado, esto nomás viendo el puro pinche commercial me está pegando high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Ya se me vino el diabetes.
Yeah, bro. Watch this show at your own risk, dude. And so that's why I tell my wife, that's why they call that comfort food, you know, because I told her one time we went to go eat at a restaurant in San Antonio called Tip Top, man. They had this freaking chicken fried steak with pizza apple pie.
Which, by the way, we saw on that Guy Ferrari's show, and we went to go eat there. Yes.
We're touring, instead of going to bars, we're touring restaurants, bro.
I love to do that. You know, if you go visit a city.
And this little Tip Top restaurant in San Antonio was like an old, authentic cafe style, like from the 50s, you know. And we went and I ate, and I was like, and we were on our way back. Before we left San Antonio, we stopped there to eat. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at my wife with one eye closed and the other one open. I'm telling her, now I know why they call it comfort food. Why? Because I need to go rent a Comfort Inn room right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it just slows you down right away.
You fall into a food coma.
Yeah. That is true, bro.
Yeah,
and that's why when you're like, you know, you're trying to, you know, get in shape and all that, you eat for fuel. You know, food is your fuel. And a lot of times, my cardiologist told me, you can only eat out once a week.
Yep.
Not every day.
That's right.
Too much sodium.
That's right.
That's too much sodium.
100% correct.
That's what my cardiologist told me. Dude, I was shocked, bro. Because I was used to eating once a day. Everything else was cooked. But I'd pick something up to bring to the wife, you know, some fast food stuff just so we could eat. She didn't have to cook. I don't have to cook. We go to bed and all that. And he tells me that. I'm like, what? I said, okay, man. You say not to eat every day. I won't eat every day. I'll cook. And within 12, from that Tuesday to the following Tuesday, I lost 12 pounds, bro.
Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
Lost 12 freaking pounds, dude.
Yeah. You change one thing and look at that drastic change.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, man, this guy, there is sodium in this food.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, for people who want to start losing weight, a lot of people drink Coke and soft drinks. Just get rid of that and see how much weight you drop.
Pues that's usually the Mexican-American diet. Voy a dejar la tortilla, el pan y la soda. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Because those are the worst parts.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Pero todo lo demás como quiera voy a comer.
Sí.
Tamales.
Yeah. That'll only work for so long.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, man. All right. Hey, by the way, before we go to our commercial and come back with you, who inspired you to bodybuild? What were the bodybuilders you were following? You know, growing up, you know, during the time that.
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, well, what inspired me to start bodybuilding is that I was really small when I was in junior high and high school. I didn't make the football team because I was too small.
Yeah,
I was too skinny, and said, you know what, I'm gonna start lifting weights. I want to get big. And I started doing my research. I started following Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was my number one. Him and Ronnie Coleman were the people that I followed through my journey and people who I admired. And
which body do you think is the more perfect body, Ronnie or Schwarzenegger?
Man, Ronnie's just a different beast. He's just a monster. And I don't try to attain, something so drastic like that. I kind of like my weight around 205 to 225. Like that's kind of like the ideal weight that I want to be. And I'm happy there, but
well, now they've got like the vintage bodybuilding,
classic physique,
and that is the Frank Zane.
That's right.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger, where the symmetry of the body was just amazing, and now it's like they're really wide on the sides, and the big guys, they weigh like almost 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's just extreme.
It's extreme, dude. It's hardcore. And then you got guys like Ronnie Coleman that were squatting, 1,500 pounds or whatever, busting his discs, and now he's like he can't walk. He's in constant pain.
Yeah, no hips.
I mean, the dude has demolished, and the nicest guy you could ever meet. He looks like one of the guys when you see him on videos. You think like, man, he's such a nice guy. He was a cop in Dallas and everything, and then you see what he's going through now, bro, and how the hardcore workouts that he would go beyond the limit.
Yeah, he really pushed the envelope, but also just to like. In defense of Ronnie, I did some research on him. His family had hip issues. His mom had hip surgery, and there was a history of hip issues that helped, and I mean that kind of damaged. But at the same time,
his spine too.
Yeah, but at the same time, he did do damage, and he just made it faster.
He was talking. I was watching I was watching his documentary on Netflix. Yeah. He said one day I was lifting and he's like 10 freaking plates on each side and he squats and he says, and I heard something like pop real loud.
Ouch.
And I said, oh, that's not good. That's not good. And he sat down and it was a disc bursting.
Oh, that's horrible.
And so,
wow.
I mean, sometimes a lot of people also don't understand that you don't have to go heavy to make changes.
Not at all.
I mean, you can just, do reps. There's that. Tell us about the rep thing. High reps burns more fat and grows muscle and then big reps is to grow bigger, right? Big weight.
Okay, that's a really good question. So that also depends on the stage of your program. So people who are trying to lose weight, it's better to have higher rep, achieve the higher rep range. But people who are looking to build muscle have a lower rep range. And at the same time, you have to be adjusting your weight. So say, for example, your rep range is 8 to 12 and you're trying to build muscle. You want to fail at 8 to 12. If you can go past 12 reps, then you got to go heavier, add more weight. So it's important to train to failure. So that's the theory behind it, train to failure. So if your coach gives you a rep range to train at, you want to pick a weight that you're going to fail at that rep range.
But reach the rep, right?
Yeah, try as much as you can. So you have a rep range of 8 to 12. So if you fall anywhere in between there, then you're fine.
And have a spotter.
Absolutely.
Have a spotter.
And so, and it's good to change it up. So I don't always do low reps. Sometimes I go really high, like 20, 30 reps.
I like to do that.
Just to change it up because your body's going to adapt to whatever you're doing. So in order for you to have progressive change, you got to do progressive overload. And so your body can respond, and you can keep having that progress that you want.
Yeah, and you do high reps where the 20 pounds weigh like 200. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's like, whoa, it's just 20 pounds, but you've done so many reps, and it just like it really breaks down the muscle and tears it up in order for it to grow. In your sleep. Wow, man. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look, we're going to be right back because Isaac went to Washington, D.C. back in November 6th when that
January 6th.
January 6th. What did I say?
November.
What the hell am I doing in November?
We're thinking about the election.
You're talking about the election.
Back in January 6th when the Capitol got, there was that issue at the Capitol, that unrest. So we're going to come back and we're going to ask Isaac about his trip up to Washington, D.C. on that day because there was thousands and thousands of people there, and the aftermath is we're still reeling with it. Yeah. Plus, we've got Rally's headline, which is something pretty crazy, a humanitarian crisis going on, and Fish has some news about J-Lo, right?
Ooh.
So yeah, we've been listening to some J-Lo. So we'll be right back right after these messages, folks.
Awesome.
Start the new year right by being healthy. Call Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and schedule an appointment today. If you feel sluggish, you have no energy, or you're stressed, even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gain weight, let Dr. T's Primary Care for Men increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Dr. T's can help you with their weight management program, IV therapy, and various supplements to make sure you are and stay in top shape. If we've learned anything this past year, it's that your health is very important. So call Dr. T's today, 956-441-2188. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, 956-441-2188. Once again, the number is 956-441-2188. Make an appointment today. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men.
About 3 years ago, I was set at a $300,000 bond for 3 crimes. From one day to another, I went from being, a coach, knowing a lot of parents, people around the whole PSJ area, McAllen, Edinburgh, around the whole valley. From one day to another, I lost all of that. I went to jail for 21 days, and my family met Mr. Flores, and he helped us out. He helped me out to reduce my bond from $300,000 to $50,000. I was back at home, and I went to court for about a year. But Mr. Flores would always tell me, I got it. I would call him all the time, like I'd be freaking out. Mr. Flores, 2, 3 in the morning, I'd call Mr. Flores, and Mr. Flores would answer my phone calls, and he'd be like, hey bro, chill out. It's gonna be all right. Just leave it up to me. I don't know what he saw in me that he believed that, what I was telling him, and, little by little, the things started coming out. I recommend Mr. Flores because he doesn't see you as money. He saw me as a family member or as a brother or as, so he treats you with heart. And nowadays, that's, especially in that world, it's very hard to find.
Sal in the house actually had a question for Isaac.
Okay.
How much does he bench?
How much do I bench?
Yeah.
Well, I never max out. Mm-hmm. I never try to see how much weight I can lift.
Okay.
But I've been able to do 315 for about 10 to 12 reps.
See? That's
so
pretty good.
I just do reps. I never try to see how much weight I can lift.
I don't see the reasoning for trying to lift as more than everybody else.
Yeah, not at all.
I'm not into that. I'm into just,
which you can,
getting a pump.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm into getting the pump. Dude.
Absolutely. So bodybuilding is all about obtaining a pump and not trying to lift the heaviest weight, because it's not like that.
No, I'm not. And it's, you know what? I freak out with
That's dangerous too. Aside from that, it's dangerous.
It is.
And you better be warmed up.
Absolutely.
Before you go heavy, you better do a high reps with low weight, and warm the joints up and maybe do,
Yeah, there's a way to get up there. Like, if you're going to do your 1 rep max, there's a strategy to build up to that weight where you don't waste out all your energy on the first sets.
Yeah. Do you ever watch those Strongest Man competitions, bro?
I do. So
big old fat dudes at 400 pounders that lift all these balls and stuff.
And Eddie Hall, I think, is the world record holder for deadlift. I mean, the guy's huge, but I think he started to lose weight just for health reasons.
A lot of those dudes are like Viking dudes. They're from like the Netherlands and all that. Those guys that win those competitions.
Yeah, they're monsters.
Those competitions they've been around since the 80s. When I was a kid, they had the World's Strongest Man competition on ABC. And they would have a race with a refrigerator on their back and stuff. And you had Franco Colombo on there once, and I think those bodybuilders, and those bodybuilders would lose to the big bodybuilders. I mean the big fat guys.
Yeah,
because obviously the carb depletion.
Absolutely, that's key right there.
Those big fat guys with forearms like that have all the fat surrounding the muscle. Are a lot stronger than a lean bodybuilding
guy. Because their glycogen levels are to the max, and they're full of energy, and so they're able to, push more weight.
Yeah. So you'd always have some of these professional bodybuilders included in there, and you would think they look muscle bound, they're gonna win. No, you have these
like
big fat guys that have no body, just huge.
Yeah,
Mark Anthony had a question too about breakfast. How important it is. Do you gain weight if you skip out on breakfast all the time, or how does that?
Really good question. Breakfast is really important because breakfast breaks the fast. That's what breakfast means. So if you're trying to lose weight, it's important to have breakfast so you can boost up your metabolism. Now, there's strategies. There's sometimes where you're gonna have to skip breakfast, depending on your program, because sometimes having breakfast. There's strategies to this. So not every plan is going to work for you. Sometimes you have breakfast. Sometimes you don't have breakfast. Sometimes you perform intermittent fasting where you fast for so many hours during the day, or you can fast for 2 consecutive days a week. So it just depends where you're at on your weight loss journey. Sometimes it just depends. There's a plan I incorporate when I create plans for my clients and my patients. I incorporate everything. We have breakfast, and then we fast, and then we go back to having breakfast, and then I cut their breakfast in half, because those little tricks, those little strategies is what helps you have consistent weight loss.
Yeah. I also tell a lot of guys that, because the usual schedule for guys that get into the gym, Monday's chest,
yeah.
Tuesday, arms, Wednesday legs,
yeah,
so and
did
then
you know
Thursday back, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or Tuesday and Thursday cardio, and then Monday is,
Yeah.
arms and chest, and then Wednesday's legs. And then sometimes I tell them, you know what, instead of doing chest, do it for like a month, right, on Monday, then do it on Friday. And your body's going to be like, hey, we're supposed to
Your body's going to freak out.
Yeah, we're supposed to work out the chest today. So the body knows on that Monday, they prepare for the chinga.
There you go.
And then if you go legs, the legs are used to be on Wednesday, but now you're doing it on Monday, and your legs are like, hey, calmate, wait, we're not ready for this, dude.
There you go.
So the body, you have to manipulate it in that way, right?
Yeah, so that's a strategy. I kept my workouts the same during my prep. Okay. But what I like every day, actually Monday, of course, I have to acknowledge that Monday is International Chest Day.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Right. El Monday comenzó chest, carnal.
Yeah, so I have to honor that day.
10 years later, el Monday was a chest, carnal.
Así es. But during my prep, I was doing legs on Monday. And the only thing that changed was the exercises. So I didn't always do squats. I didn't always do leg press. And I didn't always do the same repetition. So it changed. So every month I was changing the exercise and the rep range.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, those are just little tricks, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
We have one more. Well, James Ruiz also asked, can you lose weight and add muscle at the same time?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. You can actually burn fat and build muscle at the same time. And the best way to make that happen is to ensure that, one, you're having enough protein intake, and then you're, of course, carb depleted. You want to have low calories. You have to be on a low calorie diet, high protein intake, and then also you want to make sure that you're doing everything else right, like sleeping, that you're having your hormones elevated. Like, it's not just one thing. There's several factors for that to happen. So yes, the answer to that question is yes, you can burn fat and build muscle at the same time.
Yeah. A lot of people say no carbs after 6, just do some egg whites. If you're not the type to be disciplined enough to follow a certain particular diet, that's really, really, for maybe competitive purposes or anything like that. Some people just want to lean out. They just want to thin out. They want to lose some weight. A lot of people say, hey, no carbs after 3, or, no carbs after 6, or at 9 o'clock before you go to bed, drink a shake, or and stuff like that. And then you wake up hungry in the morning, and you can't wait for 7 o'clock
Absolutely.
so you can eat, and stuff like that. So, and then they've got the keto diet. Do you believe in that keto stuff, bro?
Yeah, I mean, so I try everything. When I have my clients and I'm putting them on a nutrition program, I'm doing all the strategies. They're not eating after a certain time. Some of them, it just depends. I also have them on a low carb keto styles sort of plan. But I don't know. I don't incorporate it too much. I do give my clients some kind of carbs in the morning just to, make sure they function and they can think right. Because
you have to, bro.
Yeah, if you eliminate the carbs completely, it's your mind plays tricks on you, and you just don't function and you don't have the energy. So I do give my clients a little bit of carbs early in the morning, and then they can go keto the rest of the day.
How did you do it when you were carb depleting, bro? There was a moment that you had to right before the show, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, so about the last month before the show, I still maintained about 30 to 50 grams of carbs every day, minimum, like a cup of oats.
Yeah,
that was my carb, and then the rest of the day was just a protein and vegetables.
Fish, chicken,
fish and chicken.
Steak?
No steak. I did have extra lean ground beef. Turkey, yes.
Yeah. And vegetables, what, broccoli or?
Broccoli, asparagus,
spinach.
Green beans,
Ching was a spinach.
Yeah, and then going back to what you said earlier about not eating after 6, sometimes my last meal was at 10 o'clock at night, and I was having eggs with spinach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's delicious.
Yeah,
it's
delicious. Great.
There's stuff to make. I mean, we're making egg, because I watch these bodybuilders on YouTube and they cook.
Yeah.
And I follow the cream of rice, oats,
zucchini, egg whites with mushrooms. Sometimes
you cut out mushrooms, zucchini, some parsley, and then some spinach, and put it all inside, the pan, and then put some, some egg whites in there, maybe one egg, because I see a lot of bodybuilders that they say, hey, you need to have those fats from the egg yolk. So were you eating egg yolks and stuff like that?
No. So my cholesterol was already really high. So I have high cholesterol. So I was not eating the egg yolk at all.
Just how can you have high cholesterol, bro? You're in top shape.
Man, it's just
genetics.
It could be genetic. It could be genetic. Just I just have high cholesterol. So, but I try to keep it in check. I mean, I try eating healthy and having fish, salmon. I take my multivitamins. So, but we'll see. Right now, we're managing it to see. I'll check it again in a couple of months to see if.
Do you take a statin?
No, I don't take any statins.
No, you don't?
No. So I'm going to wait to see how my body responds after a couple more months, and then we'll check again.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be fat to have bad cholesterol.
No, absolutely.
And then there was this what was it that blocker that blocks the estrogen.
Estrogen blocker.
What was it called? Man, if you're using testosterone.
So there's tamoxifen. There's
Arimidex, because when you're using testosterone, your estrogen levels can spike up.
Yes, so you want to keep it in check.
Yeah, and you start having sensitive, and nipples, and then you start crying during Titanic and shit.
Yeah,
like that, right?
That happens. It's true.
Why didn't she save him?
She let go of him.
Yeah.
So you have to take a Arimidex or some sort of blocker that'll block the estrogen elevation from the testosterone. So there's something, and then that, from what I saw with Rich Piana, he said that can raise your bad cholesterol levels. You have to be very careful with your diet if you're doing that.
Yeah, so you have to be, stay away from a lot of the red meats, to keep your cholesterol down. But also, you do want to be taking an anti-estrogen to keep your estrogen in check, because if you're injecting testosterone or your testosterone levels are high, your estrogen levels naturally will go up because they balance each other out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go to Rally's.
Me?
Yeah, let's do your. This is crazy, folks. What you're gonna see right now is crazy, and it's happening. All right. We've got Rally's news headlines, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
And then we'll ask Isaac about his trip to Washington D.C. on the 6th of January. All right. So go for it, Mama. This is Rally's headline.
Ooh.
All right.
I've already taken it down. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so migrant caravan, Guatemala blocks thousands bound for U.S. So I'm going to show you all a picture of it, of the 7,000 migrants.
Plus,
yes.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah, and the article goes on to say a group of U.S.-bound Central American migrants has been met with batons and tear gas in Guatemala, where security forces blocked their path. Thousands of people were intercepted on a road near the border with Honduras on Sunday. The government said it would not accept, quote, open quotes, illegal mass movements, end quotes. An estimated 7,000 migrants, mostly from Honduras, have entered in recent days fleeing poverty and violence. They hope to travel on to Mexico and then to the United States border. Every year, tens of thousands of Central American migrants attempt this perilous journey to try and reach the U.S., often on foot in groups known as caravans. President-elect Joe Biden, a Democrat, has vowed to end the strict immigration policies of his predecessor, Donald Trump, a Republican. But the Biden administration, which will take office on Wednesday, has warned migrants not to make the journey, as immigration policies will not change overnight.
Not change overnight, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
What because I was talking with my dad today, and he was saying, every president's had to deal with it, with immigration, and I told my dad, they have. They have had to deal with it, but COVID was never part of or a factor in it.
That's right.
Which it makes it a lot more dangerous. In the article, it continues saying, and it's at the very bottom of the article, it says that the government later said 21 migrants who had sought medical assistance tested positive for COVID-19 because when they tried to break into Guatemala, those soldiers were going at it with batons. We have video on it. Why don't you show the videos, Ma, so people can more or less get a feel of what's going on.
Okay.
¡Eso, qué bárbaro! Hijo de perra. Cuidado, cuidado.
That is chaotic.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is absolutely chaotic. I don't know if they want to make it to the United States border. I don't know if those other countries like Mexico and Guatemala are actually going to allow that due to the COVID pandemic.
It says here on the article as well, it says, fortunately, the security forces established a contingency plan and contained this battle, said Guillermo Diaz, head of Guatemala's migration agency. A statement from the Guatemalan president's office said, Guatemala's message is loud and clear. These types of illegal mass movements will not be accepted. That's why we're working together with the neighboring nations to address this as a regional issue.
Why don't you put that video where it's the camera's like on the side and it's dark and
yes, I have it.
It's a lot of young men are pushing through.
I have it right here.
Put it on.
Yes.
Check it out. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's total chaos, man.
It is chaos.
I don't know if Guatemala is going to be able to keep it at bay, but because how long can you have soldiers on the border like that?
It's nuts.
And we'll see what happens. We have a new administration coming in on Wednesday. What Trump did to stop it when we remember the caravans were coming through, he actually created a political agreement. You know, he got some. He started they're calling it a political wall, right? Mm-hmm. Where he made an agreement with AMLO from Mexico and the Guatemalan president to keep it from coming all the way up and kind of slow down, so maybe we could control it. You know, but I don't know if those agreements or those partnerships will. You know, I don't know what Joe Biden will do with it, but we'll have to see, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the different factor in this is that there's COVID involved. And like we said, they're at the bottom and they put it at the very bottom of the article that 21 migrants who sought medical assistance tested positive for COVID-19. So they found out they had COVID because they sought medical assistance because obviously they might have gotten hurt while they were trying to cross in, right? But what about the ones that didn't get tested, you know what I mean, or that didn't seek medical assistance?
That's right.
And all we hear around here is that the local medical infrastructure is to capacity, it's stressed out, and, you know, our first responders are, stressed out. In California, they were saying that the hospitals were to capacity. So I don't know if any country can handle an extra influx. Not just the United States, but, you know, Guatemala and Mexico. Because, you know, I mean, it's a global pandemic going on, bro. What are your thoughts on that, Isaac?
Man, it's really tough. I was following politics just for a little while, but it makes me real sad just watching that. It just hurts my heart. Like, I'm just left speechless. You know, I've known people. My mom's a pastor. And so we have a lot of people that come in from across the border, and they just come as refugees. Like, they come to the church, and my mom.
And is it Mexicans or is it?
No, it's the Hondureños.
Okay. Central America.
From all over the place. And some of these people just come fleeing from the violence and the civil wars that they're having. It's crazy. They're leaving. Not just for like a greater opportunity, but they're fleeing violence. And my mom, all she does is les da de comer. She, you know, gives them a place to sleep and to change and just kind of help them.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. You know, I've seen these people, you know, sometimes I help my mom, or sometimes they'll stay with me, or they stayed with me in the past. And like, it breaks my heart, and I don't know what kind of policies they can do. There needs to be some kind of policy in that country where they're coming from.
Well, the United States sends them a lot of money, dude. You know,
but no están haciendo nada.
It doesn't reach. I mean, there's no oversight on what happens with that money. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Now that you say that your mom helps and everything, what kind of how will she address it now that there's COVID? If she gets any
it's been a while. It's been a while where she's had to help a group. It's maybe like one or two, or sometimes it's like a family. But we haven't had anything this COVID season. Like it's been down a lot. I think she mentioned just one guy that just showed up, and my mom, put him to work to do some work around the house, around the church, and to clean and things like that. And then he was on his way.
Yeah.
Se fue. So, we can just, help him as a humanitarian, like just ayudarlos. And then
the thing is, man, I mean, our court system is backed up like 5 years, for people that want to ask for asylum or that, so the whole system is broken. I mean, I don't know how we would be able to handle, 7,000 plus, if they come across. Obviously, I know that back, with Obama and the beginning of the Trump administration, they had a catch and release program where, you'd show up, you'd turn yourself into a border patrolman. They'd get your information and then get you a ticket to the bus. The bus station here in McAllen was always packed, and so was there's a local place that what was the name of that lady that has that?
Pimentel?
Yeah, Pimentel.
That's
yes.
right.
Well, she has like she houses them. It's like a halfway house for them,
what
right?
is it called?
But
Casa?
yeah, they were always asking for donations, and they moved it to Hackberry. And I remember passing by there, and it was like the whole yard was just people waiting, I guess for their bus ticket or something. I don't know, but but back then there was no COVID. I mean, we're okay, but I think COVID is really going to change the immigration policies for a lot of countries. I have no idea. We'll just have to see how it plays out, but. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be pretty interesting for the next couple of weeks, next couple of years, actually.
Yeah,
because it had stopped. It had stopped for a while, and after the election, it's coming back again, and we'll see. So that was Rally's headline.
Thank you.
All right. And now we've got Felicia's
Celebrity
news. There we go.
Celebrity news.
There we go.
We made it.
Delicious celebrity news. What do you got, sweetie?
So Jennifer Lopez recently shut down Instagram trolls over Botox comments. The Superstar 51 has denied ever going under the knife for plastic surgery or Botox many times before, and recently shut down an Instagram commenter who accused her of lying. While she was filming an Instagram video on her new skincare line, an Instagram user commented, "But can I just mention that your brows and forehead don't move at all when you talk or try to express? You definitely have Botox and tons of it."
Oh my god.
So she slapped. Yeah, she replied back to the Instagram troll, and she just stated, "LOL, that's just my face. For the 500th millionth time, I have never done Botox or any injectables or surgery. Just saying." So she actually, took the time to reply to that one Instagram user. But I don't know. I mean, I want to ask you guys, do you all think she's all natural?
Well, first of all, let me say, I think that troll was probably part of her publishing team.
Oh,
publicist.
Of course. To sell her skin line, right?
Yeah.
To cause drama.
I
There you
mean,
go.
that's a smart way to do it.
Well, she did
I
mention
think like that.
She did mention, she also did comment something about the product she was using.
Yeah.
And she stated, "Well, this is the product that I've been using, and this helps my skin."
Why just respond to that one troll?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she gets comments like that because there's haters everywhere.
Yeah.
So this made news because you never know. So was she pushing some product?
Yeah.
for her
So
face?
she just came
Like
out with
that?
her own
Like
skin.
that? That's what it is.
There it is.
There you go.
She just came out with her own skincare line. So that's what she's currently working on. But I think she's a beautiful woman. She takes care of herself very well.
And she's Latina, so they don't wrinkle as fast,
and
right?
there's
That's right.
there are some photos, of course, like for her campaign shoot, I'm sure there was some Photoshop or whatever, but then there are some photos where she's just no makeup and her skin looks great.
Have you seen the photo of her totally naked, like
No,
her
Dad,
side?
I've not seen
Well, it was
Of
on
course he would.
Instagram.
Of course he would.
It was on Instagram.
I saw the one where she's like in a bikini and her abs are amazing.
This one is like she's sideways, y está la nalgona pa fuera, and like she's like
Yeah.
she's not wearing anything.
That's a screensaver, by the
Oh
way.
my gosh.
And I wasn't thinking about Botox then, you know what I mean? She's 50 something, right?
Yeah,
She's,
she looks really good. She's 51.
yeah.
So I think she looks great for
And
her
she
age.
works out.
And she
you know?
works
She
out,
works
yeah.
out and she takes care of herself, age management and all that. I mean, but then
Mm-hmm.
again, I mean, you see people on television and then you see them in person. Whoa, totally different. You know, the camera, changes up a bit. But going to this Botox thing, I went and got some Botox and I filmed it and then he put it on me. I put it on social media, vato. Me agarraron al puro pedo, vato.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you think J-Lo had haters. They started throwing me all kinds of shit on social media. And then there were some guys that were like, "Nambe Rock, te sales y que la chingada, que no me ve, que esto el otro." And then I'd get messages, "Hey Rock, ¿dónde vas para hacer ese jale?"
Asking for the number, these guys.
The same guy bashing you is the one asking
you. It's not manly to say, compliment Botox.
I don't think it's bad. I mean, if I was a celebrity and I got a little bit of work, Botox here, I would just, I mean, it's like the norm now. Everybody gets it.
Does it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, but some people take it to extremes. Yeah. I mean, there's some women that have completely changed their face.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they probably start really young too.
And then their nostrils end up getting real small, and it's really weird. And I would think, like, imagine seeing, who I met one time that her nose totally freaked me out.
Oh my God.
Yolanda del Rio. She's an amazing singer. Canta unas pinches rancheras brutas. And she came and I, interviewed her on the radio, and I couldn't keep my eye off her nose, dude. Wow. Because you could tell it was abnormal because, and
andaba hablando la nariz.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know, man. But sometimes it goes, people, they even have those shows where people get addicted to facelifts. And
I've seen that. Like Botched.
Botched, yeah. There's all kinds of crazy things. And some people, it's addictive. They start with a little bit, and then they can't stop, and they just keep going and going and going and going. So, you got to be careful with that. Just get in the damn gym.
Yeah, just
drink water.
Yeah. Drink a lot of water. Water is good for your skin.
Hydrate. If you drink a lot of alcohol, your skin's going to look a lot worse than if you drink a lot of water. So there's some natural things you can do and stuff like that, right? But either way, J-Lo is an amazing performer. She's a beautiful woman. And she sings great too, and she acts awesome, and if I had that sideways naked picture, I'd have you all put it up so my dad could drop his ice cream in San Antonio.
Yes. Yes.
El diamante, se le cae el ice cream.
Gonna pause it.
All right, so the divisional round this weekend. Which one are we doing first? Okay,
we're doing Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay. Man, I don't know who's gonna stop that guy. He's an amazing quarterback, man.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. They beat the Rams 32-18, and I kind of felt that the Rams weren't going to be able to compete with these guys because these guys are on fire, man. And Rodgers is a general on the field. So 32-18, the Packers won, and they played at home, and it was kind of cool, and it was kind of windy, and so they have the upper advantage when that happens. And the Rams, pues Los Angeles, carna puro calientito allá están.
They're not used to the cold?
No, bro. But definitely the Packers did really well on Saturday night. They won 32-18, as you can see in the highlights, man. They were just fantastic, and Rodgers was on point, man, and they easily defeated the Rams 32-18. And then we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Saints. Some amazing quarterbacks as well. It's Brady versus Breeze from the Saints. And let me tell you, I've never been a big Brady fan. I hated him with New England Patriots because I don't like the Patriots, but I don't like Brady either. But the guy, I have to admit, he's probably the greatest of all time, man. Look at how far he took the Buccaneers on the first year.
Yeah.
Man. To the championship game. It's like the 17th championship game he's in or something like that. It's just absolutely miraculous. And I always said, pues están el AFC North, no hay nada de competition y la chingada. Por eso cada rato están allá. And so he came to the NFC, and I'm saying, okay, let's see how well he's going to do. Shit, man, they're in a championship game.
Wow.
And that was also Breeze's last game.
Yeah, Breeze says he's going to retire. An Austin Westlake, alumni, man, one of the greatest quarterbacks in Texas high school history. But just absolutely fantastic. So next week it'll be the Packers versus the Buccaneers, Rodgers versus Brady.
Wow. That's gonna be a great game.
It is gonna be a great game. Who's gonna win it, Fish?
I don't know.
Come on.
I'm gonna say
Brady or Rodgers.
I'm gonna say Rodgers. I'm just gonna say Rodgers.
What about you, Isaac?
I think Brady. That guy.
I second that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna. What were you saying? Because of what?
Because of the overall team.
That's
what great.
I was exactly
the
gonna
overall
say that.
team. I mean, Brady's amazing, but I'm sure they've made it this far. So they're obviously great too. But Green Bay, I mean, they're just all together as a team are just on fire.
Their chemistry is just absolutely it's a team effort.
And that's what it takes, team effort.
And then they've got Rodgers, man. That guy's got an arm from amazing.
Yeah.
So we picked the Packers and these guys picked the
Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. We'll see how it goes. All right. The other game we had was the Chiefs versus the Browns, 22-17. The Chiefs, Mahomes, a spectacular player. They're looking good. They beat the Browns. The Browns have been a fighting team this year. I mean, it's been amazing to see that team do what it did this year. They almost made it to the championship game, but obviously the Chiefs, they have the momentum going. They have the same team from the Super Bowl. They got Mahomes, and then Mahomes got a little concussion. I think he had to get out of the game, and then he came back in. So if he would have stayed in the game, it might have been a little even more resounding the win, but they won 22-17, and that was yesterday's final between the Chiefs and the Browns in the NFL divisional round. The other game, which was on Saturday night, was the Bills versus the Ravens. Now, the Bills was an exciting new team from the NFC or AFC North to see in the playoffs because it's always New England. In New England, they had Bills, they had the Jets and the Dolphins in their division, and they were always dominating, but now the Bills seem like to be dominating.
Came out of nowhere,
and then the guy that intercepted the ball in the end zone and ran all the way back to the other end zone, man, that was crazy. The guy from the Bills, he intercepted the Raven guy, and then the Raven quarterback got hurt as well towards the end of the game, so they're out. Bills win 17-3, so next week it'll be the Chiefs versus the Bills. And the Bills haven't been in this game since back in the 90s when they used to play the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So, but that 100-yard dash interception from end zone to end zone was absolutely shocking and amazing. And what a play, man. It's one of those plays that forget about it. Awesome. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the NFL divisional round playoffs, and once again next week Packers versus Bucks and Chiefs versus Bills, and we'll see so who do you think will win, Chiefs or Bills?
I'm gonna say Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I'm a
Chiefs.
I'm a Travis Kelce fan, so
what about you, babe?
Bills. Yeah, I'll say Bills.
I gotta say the Chiefs too, dude. So you're 3 Chiefs and then Rally is Bills. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Bills, but
it would be different to see the Bills. It would be cool. I mean, they're different.
And the Chiefs would probably give the Packers or the Buccaneers a better game in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I would like to see Mahomes versus either Brady or...
Mahomes versus Brady would be great.
Or Mahomes
Rodgers.
versus Rodgers.
Yeah.
The young with the old against the old. Right?
Yeah.
That'd be a good storyline for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. And either way, the Bills have a young quarterback as well. So that ought to be awesome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the NFL. Ron's sports report. Ron couldn't make it tonight because he's planning his wedding. Cállate la boca, shut up.
Nice.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking all of you to Ron's wedding. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of weddings, I do want to send a happy anniversary to Letty and Gilbert Thayes in Rankin, Texas. So Letty and Gilbert Thayes, happy 29th anniversary. They've been together for 31 years.
Damn.
But married 29 years. So happy anniversary. It was yesterday, so we're wishing them a happy anniversary.
So they were
today.
common law for 2 years? Okay.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Happy anniversary.
There's some
Thank
people
you
that
guys.
common law forever. Hey, why don't you just get married? No, me carnal. She's going to think she owes me, carnal. Nombre, cállate la boca, shut up.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. So Isaac Medina here with us, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about fitness, and man, it was just an amazing,
great information.
interesting, interview with you, man. I mean, I love listening to all that kind of stuff, man. So I need to get back in the damn seat again, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, man, I'm gonna get inspired by having Isaac here because I got my room and my elliptical and all that. I just need to get in there and do something.
Yeah.
But we're talking earlier about you being in Washington, D.C. on January 6th, and that was when it all went down, man. That was the day that the Electoral College, or they were going to count the electoral votes and all that, the senators and all that. What you took off the day before, or what day did you take off?
So we took off, I believe it was the 4th. On a Monday is when I flew out to Ohio met up with some friends, and then from there we drove to DC that same night. And the next morning we just walked around DC, met up with a few people out of Oregon, some filmmakers, and then
that you didn't know, you just met them there.
we were just a bunch of friends, just meet up from all over the country and just kind of have fun and just watch this historic event. We didn't know what was going on. We were just there for the rally. I was there just to have fun.
Yeah.
And never would have thought that events would fold out like that. It was it was crazy. But I mean, the rally was fun. There were so many people. I have never seen so many people.
It was
like that.
mostly peaceful, like they like to say on CNN, right?
Yeah, it was totally peaceful. I mean, it was just a bunch of patriots there, and I mean, it was just a rally. Like wow, it was.
Were you there at the speech?
I was there at the speech. I was there, standing like where the monument is.
Had you ever been to Washington D.C.?
Never. It's a
we've
beautiful
never been
city,
there, bro.
Beautiful city. I mean, the structures, the buildings, like it's just wow.
Yeah,
And
I mean, just looking at
gorgeous.
Looking at it on television is like amazing to see the
Very
Washington
picturesque.
Monument and the White House.
Yeah,
and all
there's
that.
so much to see. So much. I mean, it's never ending. I mean, and they're huge. Like the Capitol is enormous, enormous.
A lot of times when during the whatever protest and all that happened in DC and stuff, you would see video on Twitter and on social media of people attacking other people and stuff like that. Did you see anything like that around in your surroundings?
No, when we were there, I mean, you didn't see that at all. At all. I mean, we had heard, there were some Antifa people out there and trying to stir up trouble, and some were dressed as Trump supporters.
Yeah.
And I mean, but I mean, that's it. I mean, we heard rumors also on social media that they planted propane tanks and then 2x4s and things like that. And we're like, well, but even though they were showing it on social media, we didn't see any of that.
No, and they didn't. I didn't see. I mean, there wasn't any destruction from bombs or anything like that.
No, nothing.
They said
like
they
that.
found them. So
yeah,
I mean, it's hard to believe everything you hear and see. Dude.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
really
believe
hard,
anything
bro.
on television. Nothing. Like it's just so twisted.
It's all agenda driven.
Yeah, exactly.
Narratives and and it's like my dad called me today and he said that that Giuliani was gonna be turned federal witness against Trump, and my dad's always he's kind of said that he thinks that Giuliani might be inside for the establishment or whatever to find out stuff about like a mole, right?
Yeah.
And so I asked Dad, really, did they say probably or maybe or an anonymous source has told us or anything like that? He goes, no. He said, like, really? Well, what did he say? Well, they said that Giuliani probably will. Okay, there's the word probably. So sometimes they use hypotheticals to sort of set a narrative and have people, because people don't hear probably, they don't hear alleged. Like, for example, if you see a person in front of the judge and he says he has been arrested for allegedly, molesting or something or doing something against, a woman or something like that, people don't hear the word alleged, and right away they see the person in front of the judge in the news and say, "Is it rape?"
Yeah.
So. And then if he comes out being innocent, that isn't reported.
Yeah, a lot of people don't report anymore. They just got some agenda and just bash the person and like, this is what we want to portray and just get those shots and that's it.
Yeah, but that freaks me out because they'll report the arrest, they'll report the accusation, but when it comes out that he was innocent, they won't report that.
Yeah.
And now what they're doing is they're taking you off of social media so you can't defend yourself, and they can be bashing you on social media and pushing the narrative, and whoever they're bashing, they block them in social media and they can't defend them. So that's something that Alex Jones said. He was on this show with Tim Pool. I like to watch Tim Pool. He's a very good journalist that was with Vice and very in the middle, right? And Alex Jones was saying the bad part about being deplatformed is they can talk and accuse you of stuff all day long, and I have no way of going on there and defending myself.
It's terrible.
Ya valió queso.
So whatever they say is what it is.
Right.
And so it's really, really crazy right now with all this censorship going on. They're taking, and not just the president that they deplatformed him off Twitter. If they could do that to him, they'll do that to anybody, bro. And what I was telling my wife was like, I imagine that the leaders of other countries are seeing what these social media platforms are doing here in our election, and they're going to cut them out over there and say, no, you're not going to come do this crap here. Because something happened in Uganda where they're throttling the internet, and they're not able to log on to those platforms like Twitter. So Twitter came out with an announcement saying that it's against civil rights. And I'm like, what? You're doing it to here. People over here, bro.
That's crazy.
You know? But I thought to myself, the Ugandan government probably said, you know what? We can't have these people, throttle and hide the candidate that they don't want to win and prop up the candidate that they do want to win.
Wow.
Because everybody it's like the new news now, you know what I mean?
It's crazy how they manipulate everything like that.
You have to be skeptical of everything you see, bro. And I'm very skeptical with a lot of stuff, but and then, if you're skeptical, then they call you a conspiracy theorist. They could call you a racist, or they call you an whatever, but it's getting crazy, bro. I don't know what's going to happen, man, with all this stuff.
I think that we should stop focusing on man to solve our problems and start looking to our creator, our God, because that is the only solution. I mean, I'm a firm believer in Christ, and I've got certain values that I try to hold myself up to, and no man is going to provide a solution, whether it's Biden or Trump or Republican or Democrat. No one's going to have the solution until our Christ comes.
Do you think there's a war against religion in the United States, bro?
I think so. I think it's biblical. It's going to get there. Eventually, the Christian church is going to get persecuted. And that's something that we're taught in the Bible that's going to happen.
Well, there's been instances where it happens.
I mean, it's happening in China. It's happening in other countries around the world where.
But nobody's paying attention to that.
No, they want to focus on the politics.
When I saw that temple of Notre Dame, when it got burned down, when it burned down that church, right? The Church of Notre Dame. When I saw it burning down, dude, I thought, man, there it goes. There it goes. I mean, it used to be where you could see the Jesus Christ face on social media every once in a while when you opened it up, and now you never see him. You never see. Some people would say, if you believe in this man, give me a like, and they would do it for likes. I don't see it anymore. I can imagine that those social media outlets can throttle pictures of Christ, and push the pictures of somebody else. I mean, they could just do.
It's gonna happen.
And the thing is out of mind, out of sight. And so it's very influential. Social media is very influential, and a lot of people are so busy being their Instagram model, that they're not paying attention anymore, bro. There's this thing that they're starting this church that worships. It worships artificial intelligence.
That's insane.
Wow.
There's already started a church that worships artificial intelligence, and if you don't believe me, check it out and look it up. But that's basically what they're wanting, maybe for us to worship now, is like artificial intelligence.
Exactly. The New York Post posted something, I believe today. I think it was December 20th, where 7 things to expect for 2030, and it has to do with like transhumanism and transferring your mind, putting microchips into your head. I mean, Elon Musk, who's moving to Texas, is been doing research on pigs and making these chips and upgrading the human brain.
Bro,
wow.
In China, there's no rules. In China, they'll research and they'll do all kinds of tests on people, bro. I mean, there was some people on Tim Pool talking about organ harvesting.
Yeah, they harvest organs.
Where they harvest organs, and I mean, it'll save people, but they're using humans to harvest.
But in the manner
organs.
that they're doing that, in the manner that they're getting those organs is really
Yeah. When I
Terrible.
told Riley, she didn't believe it. I was like, what? No. And she looks, every time I tell her something, she looks it up. Wow.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think what happens is that, as when someone tells you something, you don't want to believe it, but
And
it's
it's
like
unbelievable,
right,
too,
because
I
it's
mean.
unbelievable, but it's like y'all were talking about right now, out of sight, out of mind, but you really, nowadays, you really have to question, you really have to research, you really have to, open your eyes and see, it's not just here, it's just like that. I didn't want to believe that, and then I started reading, and then I started, researching stuff, and I'm like, wow.
And that's something that a lot of people don't do right now is do their own research. They want to believe everything they see on television, and that's the Bible.
That's their truth.
That's their truth.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't want to verify anything.
Well, I come from television and radio, so I know that the people on television are not like they are on television in real person. I mean, everybody changes. When you put cameras on people, they're going to change, or when they have to perform, they're going to perform. Those news guys, they perform. It's a performance, and they're going to, read, and they're going to, sometimes they'll write their own. They got writers and all kinds of stuff. And depending on what's going to cause more engagement, that's what they're going to work on. But,
and usually the engagement is like drama, which is, it's not, people don't want to tune in to hear mushy, sad, sobbing story. They want to hear
the
drama
gossip.
and now you've got
and destruction and chaos.
And now you've got those
Terrible.
titles that are clickbait titles, right?
Andale.
And people don't go on down. And if they do click it, they'll read the first paragraph, but all the good meat's on at the bottom. The truth is at the bottom. But it's crazy, man. I don't know what's going to happen,
scary.
man. And you spoke about transhumanism. I don't know if any of you know about transhumanism, but that is when humans will evolve with machines. And I always said, what's coming up after the cell phone?
You've been saying that for about a decade already.
I mean, some
Honestly,
people say,
yeah.
¿sabes qué, Rock? Yo no me voy a dejar que me pongan un chip, carnal. Hell no. El chip, hell no. Nobody's putting a chip on me, bro. No way. Le digo, deja que te paguen el teléfono, carnal.
Ándale.
Yep.
Donde está toda tu vida, carnal.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to mention that there's this project called the Venus Project, which has to do with uploading your brain into this system where it's like a cashless society and you don't own anything, but you rent everything. And you can actually Google that. There's, I think the website's actually Venus Project, and it's government funded. And I mean, there's a lot of people invested in this to be able to, transfer your brain, your intelligence into a network.
Well, they've been saying that what's going on now is sort of planning for the Great Reset. And look that up also. The Great Reset, which is where by 2030, everybody's going to have the same thing and nobody's going to be, and everybody will be happy with it.
Yeah, and if you don't believe it, look it up at the World Economic Forum. Those are the guys who are creating and writing this agenda. COVID-19 is on their agenda. The World Economic Reset. So if you're not sure and you think we're BSing you, go search the World Economic Forum.
It's just the majority of people don't care, bro.
No,
they don't care, bro.
Yeah.
They don't. As long as they, get a little
$600 check.
Yeah, they don't. They, the majority and the people that do care are out there causing chaos, bro. You know what I mean? But, it's going to be an interesting decade, bro. It's going to be a very interesting decade, this decade. And, it's already starting with that influx of, the caravan starting up again and stuff. And then Washington, D.C. is full of National Guardsmen, 30,000 of them. And supposedly they're vetting them to make sure they're not Trump supporters because, Biden is afraid one of them might turn the gun on him or something like that. So there's all kinds of conspiracy theories going on that they can have, but if you have a conspiracy theory, you're bad. You know what I mean?
You're deplatformed.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Very hypocritical.
Man. Dude, Isaac, it's been great having you here, bro.
Thank you
man.
so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We got to have you here again, man. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to get a hold of him if you want to change your life. If you want to, if you're ready to take that step. It is the beginning of the decade. It's the beginning of the year. And it's, a lot of people, they like to, change it up at the beginning of the year. I don't even know if people even put personal resolutions together since the 2020 was.
I haven't heard any.
I know. We usually say, yeah, all right, I've got my resolution. Does anybody make resolutions anymore?
No, I didn't hear any for 2021.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel like, and now that with COVID in 2020, we've realized that it's very important that we stay healthy and be physically in physically decent shape. You got to talk to a guy that knows what he's doing, like this guy, you know. So if you want to get a hold of him, Isaac Medina, and he's got a website, he'll break things down to make it simple for you, because I know sometimes it may sound difficult.
Yeah, keep it
hard
simple
to understand it. You keep it simple and get results. And man, Isaac, we wish you the best, bro. And what's next for you? You're gonna do another competition or what?
I do. So right now I'm just focusing on building the infrastructure of my website to be able to handle the volume that's gonna come in, because it's gonna blow up. And once I finish that, I'm hoping in the next 6 months is what I'm shooting for. Then I'm gonna do another show, and I can't wait to get on the stage again.
Well, let us know, man. And if it's local, let us know, or wherever it's at, let us know so we can put up the poster so people can go and cheer you on, man.
Absolutely.
And
well,
they can also watch you, right, on RGV Stars as well?
Yeah.
Yes, find us on RGV Stars on YouTube.
With your partner.
Yeah, with Alex Arabia.
Un saludito, Alex.
Yeah,
what's going
on,
He's
Alex?
probably still waiting, like he never said hi to me. Wait, we saved the best for last,
Yes,
I
of
said.
course.
Last. Yeah, Alex is great to work with. He's a psychology professor at South Texas College and a licensed professional counselor. It's working with him. It's so easy.
He's the nicest person you could ever.
Yeah.
You too, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I mean,
You're
I
awesome.
mean, you guys are just like really, really like. I would trust you guys,
Yes.
both of you all.
Yes, and we're very approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people come to us and just start talking to us because it's just we have that vibe. And not to brag, but I think it's nice to be able to help others and create a platform for people to be able to showcase their
It's
talent.
a gift. It's
Yeah.
a gift that you have
Amen.
to share with everyone.
Yeah,
Amen.
dude. Yeah, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, man. Monday Night Live. We do it every Monday night. We have a guest and we have all kinds of information for you. And we want to thank once again our sponsors, Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Make sure to check it out. We were talking about sermorelin, testosterone. That is the place to get it. And they'll be doing it therapeutically. You know, won't overdo it. That way they'll check your blood and they'll do all that. And by the way, if you don't have insurance, they have a monthly payment plans where you can sign up for a year and it takes care of the labs, it takes care of the testosterone, it takes care of everything. All right, anything you might need. So give them a call at 956-441-2188. Also want to thank the law office of Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert, 956-316-1991 is his number. It's very simple to remember. 1991, it was the beginning of the 90s, and boy, what a decade that was back in the day. Puro pinche party, papa. So anyway, law office of Rene Flores, if you need any help and need legal assistance, he is the man to call. He is very approachable, very nice man as well, man. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and join our Patreon. Hit the links at the bottom. You can order T-shirts and all kinds of cool stuff. We just have so much things going on. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a show as well. We have a show Monday through Thursday. Monday night is Monday Night Live at 8. Tomorrow is Tetera Tuesday at 8. Wednesday, it's the Rock and Chaz show at 8. And then Thursday, it is the Throwback Thursday, and that's at 8 o'clock. And then on our social media, we'll be putting clips of all the shows. And then on Saturday night at 9, we upload Best of the Week. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a beautiful evening. We'll